Yeah, what's going on? So I'm Terry Campbell. I've been in this industry for quite a while. It's time to start bringing truth to the light. Um, yeah, so I want to say I am a veteran. What I'm going to do to help us is to qualify some of these people who are providing dispatch training, broker training, training for carriers. They teaching people how to use load boards and all these different things. And I'm gonna tell you, I worked at brokerages directly with brokerages like Traffic Tech, Four Kites, Echo Global Logistics, Spartan Logistics, Unishippers, FLS Transportation, Knight Swift Transportation, Armstrong Transportation. I've worked with all these top 30 brokerages, and a lot of what they're saying is factual. However, because they have not worked directly in the industry with these entities who have leverage, with these entities that are working with very large shippers and creating accounts. They have very large carrier networks and a lot of different tools they utilize and teams of individuals building out these strategies. I've been blessed enough to have gained access to that through my experience in logistics over 2 decades worth of logistics experience, over a decade of experience in transportation. Um, I can read between the lines, and I'm about to help y'all do that as well. So we're going to check out my guy, Brandon Manney. When I did decide to get into entrepreneurship, these were some of the videos that I looked at just to kind of see what was going on. Again, I respect this person. I respect what he's doing. I have nothing against him as an individual, as a person. What I do have an issue with is the misleading and misguiding of individuals because we have partial information. We're going to see in this video, he's going to talk about why it's so easy for people to be misled because there is no regulation on a entity starting a dispatching company and then attaching themselves to a carrier and then utilizing that carrier's MC number to basically serve yourself. And we fall short because there's a lot of carriers who end up going out of service. There's a lot of dispatching companies that go out of business, and the brokerages that go out of business. And the reason why is because of this misleading information that's being taught by these dispatching trainings, these carrier trainings, and broker trainings, because they came into the industry and somebody taught them or they bought a course, so everyone's just kind of mimicking everything that somebody else told them. And in pretty much every aspect, it neglects and omits to provide the carrier with the sort of support and leverage that they need in order to be the major entity within this industry. And carriers are the major entity in this industry. If you talk to an actual carrier, they will tell you they're having issues with the brokers on utilizing the load boards, which is why I'm going to teach you guys how to prospect for customers, how to utilize and actually leverage your MC number, utilizing the regulations and policies that allow us to be able to do certain things. It gives us a lot of power when we understand that. However, shortcuts. So we're going to check out my guy, Brandon. I'm going to take some notes and just kind of interject with some things. And, if any of y'all know Brandon, tell him to come holler at me. This is not to be malicious at all. However, in order for us to fact check and bring truth to light, we do have to examine the information that's in front of us. And we have to apply the information that we have based on research that we've done to determine what is true and what is false so that we are able to make accurate decisions that will provide us positive results. Let's go.
Let me see what that Kawasaki could do. my veterans out here. Big shout out to all of my subscribers, man. Like I
Yes,
told
sir.
Josh, I can't go one video without showing my appreciation. Man, if you guys don't have that 30-day free trial with DAT, click the description link below right now. Two. So free freight dispatcher training video number 2, man, for you guys. Last video, the first video, basically, I just gave you guys a quick introduction to me. I mean, about me, a quick introduction about me, and I let you guys know what basically a freight dispatcher is. You know, the definition of a freight dispatcher, just so that you guys can fully understand what you're.
As we go through these videos, also, I want you guys to take notice of how many people who are providing these trainings have some sort of representation or sponsoring DAT, which is dialer truck. Um, DAT wants you to sponsor them, right? And I'm going to show you why. They want you to sponsor them, or they'll sponsor you, right? Because they know you're going to send people right over to them to the same track. So we're going to validate the load board. I got you. I'm going to open it up for y'all. We in there. Let's get it.
Getting off into out here. So basically, a freight dispatcher is going to be someone that is providing the service for the trucking company, and basically that service is finding that trucking company loads, helping that trucking company stay loaded out there. You're going to be booking loads from freight brokers off the load board. I'm going to be teaching you guys everything throughout this series of this free freight dispatcher training. So today we're just going to briefly cover what are the requirements. So the good thing about becoming a freight dispatcher is no formal education. So no formal education, right?
Now, this right here is where that's true. There is no formal education. However, this means now there needs to be integrity for the trainers, right? Because if there is no formal education that's being regulated, then that means people could possibly just be telling you anything.
You guys don't have to go to college. You guys don't have to go to a tech school.
You're right. I went to school for global supply chain management. In global supply chain management, that degree that I got, they did not talk about transportation. They didn't talk about brokering. They didn't mention dispatchers. They didn't mention carriers. They talked a little bit about the operations and what a company would have to do that has a warehouse. So we did talk about shippers. However, there was no training in college about this. So he's right. But I mean, you still have to have integrity, right? So that means how do you learn how to do this? You learn it by attaching yourself to somebody who's already operating in the industry, right? That would be the best way to learn is to get on the job training. Then you can learn it while you're getting paid. You'll see what it takes to set up as a carrier, right? You'll understand what all of the functions are of the carrier, what they really truly need from you, and then now you can really start to actively do your job. But if you do it that way, when you're attaching yourself to a carrier, right, attaching yourself to a broker or a freight forwarder who's already active, let them know you want to learn, right? And they will teach you because all those places should be looking for some sort of agent to work with them to do the prospecting either for carriers or for customers. And more than likely, you'll do it for both, right? And then now, once you learn that from that individual, they're going to tell you straight from the horse's mouth, or at least they should. And you can observe for yourself what it takes in order to be successful, what it takes to start your LLC, right? Because in order for you to have an MC number, you do have to have a business that's registered in the state. You'll learn all that just by attaching yourself to this entity that has an MC number. And you'll get paid while you're doing it, right? Like, come on now, this simple.
If you guys want any type of true mentorship, yes, you guys could go through a mentor, which I am a mentor, but you guys don't go have to go through no certified type of school, or you guys don't need no certificate or nothing like that, out here too, right? So no formal education for you guys. No high school diploma is required, no college education. Also, criminal, we'll say criminal background. Criminal background, if you guys have a criminal background, that don't matter in this business. No one will ever ask you, have you been to prison? Have you been to jail? How much time have you served? Are you a convicted felon? No one cares. This is a business, and this business is based off of pure hustle. Like I
That is a great point he's making because when you do become an agent for one of these entities who have an MC number, that individual who is bringing you on as an agent or an employee, they can waive those requirements. There was a gentleman that I was trying to work with. He had a pretty hefty uh, conviction. It was heavy. And I was like, bro, whatever. Are you still doing that? No? All right, cool. Let's move forward, right? Because we all know people that look like us. Sometimes we have to make weird decisions, right? I'm not saying it's okay, but we do have to make weird decisions in order to make a living. Like we live in America. When people are trying to decide whether they want to buy gas or buy bread, right? So we know, or at least we understand now the level of responsibility that the individual who's teaching should have with this. You can change people's lives with this, right? Give people an opportunity. So we should be telling them the right thing.
told you guys too, right? So when we're talking about requirements, there's really no real formal requirements to become a dispatcher. It's basically learn it and hustle it, right? Too. So for you guys out here, you don't need a MC number or an authority. So authority slash MC number not needed. So there's a lot of people out here that contact me, hey Manny, man, do I need to get my MC number and my authority to become an actual freight dispatcher? No, you don't need to go and get a authority to become a freight dispatcher, and the FMCSA don't even offer that option for you anyway. To get a freight dispatching authority, you're only going to get a freight broker authority or a trucking authority. So you don't need a trucking authority to dispatch. You don't need a freight broker authority to dispatch, but you will need the documents from the trucking company that you're going to dispatch. So let me
Now, right here, he's kind of explaining this in a way as if you're circumventing the system. I'm not really excited about how he's describing this. Yes, I'm not really excited about how he's explaining this because it is true. When you do go to the FMCSA, and if you wanted to acquire a USDOT number, which would give you an MC number as well, depending on which role you want to encompass. And those three roles that exist within the FMCSA's regulations are the freight forwarder, the carrier, and the broker. So he is correct. There is no, but in there they do talk about the agent. They do talk about the employee. So the way that you do get this formal training is by attaching yourself to an individual who already has the MC number and learn the business. We can't shortcut.
just tell you guys out here right now, whenever it's time for you guys to start dispatching, you're going to be using the trucking company's authority. And that's something that I'm going to tell you too about throughout this series, the documents that's going to be needed for you guys to start dispatching out here. So the best part about being an actual dispatcher, like I told you guys before, there's really no liability on the dispatcher, all of the liability falls on the trucking company.
Which is even more reason, right? That's even more reason for us to really know there's more reason for you to attach yourself to that person so you can learn what the liabilities are that fall on that carrier, right? So you can protect their business. He's saying it. He contradicting himself. Come on, Manny.
There's no real true formal requirements, but basically learn the business and hustle it. You don't have to go to college. You don't have to be a high school graduate. Man, I have taught basically 12-year-olds how to dispatch. I've taught 60 and 70-year-olds how to dispatch. Anyone could learn this business. No one will ask you about your criminal background too, right? So it don't matter what happened in the past. It only matters about what's happening right now and what's going to happen in the future.
That's false. Because if you're a criminal, right? Okay? So if you're the type of individual who's known for scamming, finding ways around the processes, then I mean, come on now. We got to check our integrity. Like I said, when we bringing people into this industry, we can't just say that and then act like we don't still need to vet this individual. We got to find out where their integrity lies before we go telling them to attach themselves to a company who on the other side of that, that dude got $100,000 truck. He's spending 15, $20,000 a year in insurance, probably 60, 70,000 in fuel. You got to do IFTA every year. You got reports that you need to be keeping up with. There's certain verbiage that need to be on your website as a carrier. There's certain documents that you're supposed to be creating and reports that you're supposed to be keeping up with, right? Let's see how many times he mentioned the dispatcher having a transportation management system. Let's see.
Future with you. No authority is needed. You guys will be using that authority from the actual trucking company too, right? So what is going to be required is a cell phone and a computer.
As I'm in the midst of applying for residency right now, wish me luck, Grammarly has again been a lifesaver with my application in helping me write my personal statement.
And you're gonna be fine, man. As long as you guys have a cell phone where you could download that DAT app and have a laptop or a computer, you guys are going to be booking loads off of this. This is going to be the beauty of becoming a freight dispatcher, too, right? When you become a freight dispatcher, you're going to start working just from your cell phone and your laptop. That means you could work from anywhere in the world or the country, right? So what is going to be required from you guys is going to be a cell phone and a computer. And the last thing I'm gonna leave you with is you will need a LLC, a limited liability company. You will need an EIN number for your business and a business.
You do not need those in order to become an agent for a carrier. All you need is to find a carrier who has the MC number and let them know you would like to learn the business. Don't get your LLC yet. Don't get your EIN number yet. Learn the business first. Learn what it takes to set up the business. You may even be able to move in and start working with this carrier, and they might bring you on as the vice president of operations for their company. What would you need an LLC and an EIN number for? Now you just did enough good work to where this carrier like, hey man, I need this person on my team, right? Just got people out here starting a bunch of businesses.
Bank account.
As if when you show up, you should be a separate entity, right? Now I do have my own business, LLC. I'm a logistics consultant though. I'm not a dispatcher, right? And I already understand I wouldn't call myself a dispatcher because that term does not exist within the FMCSA's regulations. It's an agent, but I'm a consultant. I teach people how to be a freight acquisition manager. I teach freight acquisition management methodology because that's what you need to know in order for you to be able to capitalize on all opportunities, whether you're talking to a broker, whether you're talking to a carrier or you're talking to a freight forwarder, and whether or not you want to be an agent for either one of those entities that are given that authority, right? I have my own company because I'm a consultant. I work with everybody. I can work with everybody because I understand all of the rules and regulations. I prospect for dispatchers to bring them into the company we work with, Jaffe Logistics, because I do have a brokerage. We do have a carrier side. I work with multiple brokerages. One of my good friends, I'm about to start working with him now, consulting with them and bringing them in customers to their brokerage and show them what it is that we can do to really be a. Let me tell y'all something. You don't need the load board.
So right here, you guys could be doing this right now. You could go form your LLC. You guys could do this by yourself too. You could go online right now in whatever state that you're in. Let's just say you're in the state of Georgia. Go to Google, type in Secretary of State Business Services in Georgia. If you guys are in Texas, it's going to be the same thing. Secretary of Secretary of State Business Services in Texas. Go start your LLC yourself, which is very simple. After you,
Let's see how many times, what we got? We got like 2 minutes left. Let's see how many times he says the word shippers. Because that's who y'all need to be working with. That's who y'all need to be talking to is the shipper, because that's who got the freight. He's going to tell you to go through the broker.
start your LLC, you guys can go directly to the IRS.gov website and get your EIN number. Don't let anyone out here basically tell you that it's going to cost you $75 or $100 to get your EIN number. You guys could get that for free directly off the IRS.gov website, and then go open up your business bank account. All of your transactions should start coming out of your business bank account. So at the end of the year, you guys could basically reap these, rewards, awards off. For your tax write-offs, right? So anyway, man, real quick video for you guys, man. This is video number 2. I just want to break it down what is going to be required and what is not going to be required from you guys when you're starting up this freight dispatching business. And basically, I look forward to teaching you guys on video number 3, man. And we're going to keep progressing, as this week in comes to us. So, if you guys have any questions, hit me on my text message 317-953-8943. Go visit my website, www.extraordinarymovement.com. Go get you 30-day free trial with DAT Load Board. Go sign up with Tabs, Transcend Financial Services, if you guys are looking for a factoring service. Everything in the description link below. And I'm going to leave you guys with this.
CEO, commit, execute, and be obsessed. Everybody be great out there.
Commit, execute, and be obsessed.
Commit.
Everybody be great out there.
All right. Let's commit. Let's tap in.
You can text this phone number. If you want to be texted first, press any key now. Messages will be sent to your number via commuter. Standard messaging and data rates apply. Consent is not a condition of purchase.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.
All right, so I'm going to text his number, and I'm going to tell him, oh, he out in Indiana? Nice, Midwest guy. Hi, Brandon. I hope all is well. Fellow veteran here. Fellow veteran looking for mentorship. Boom, slow. All right. because I want to partner with people. You know what I'm saying? I would love to partner with people to work with them in the industry. I give them an opportunity because what I'm doing, this going to blow them out the water. They're going to have to answer some questions. Yep. So what I pulled from that video was you get a subscription to DAT. There's no way for them to really validate what it is you're doing and what you got going on. So you kind of, give the impression that you can just whatever. What is a dispatcher, right? Like that's what we should definitely be trying to define. Booking loads with the brokers and what are the roles, right? So I'm gonna end this video real quick. I'm gonna come back in another video and we're gonna talk about some more stuff. All right, y'all.